This is Apba Baseball Classics, where yesterday's stars perform through cards and dice. Classic games on our tabletops. Good morning, everybody. This is Apba Brian bringing to you Game 16 of the King of the Hill tournament with my Apba Classic teams. Today's game, we have the 1920 Cleveland Indians against the 1919 current Kings of the Hills, the Cincinnati Reds. Today we're going to do things a little bit differently. One of my dreams is to try to get my videos inside of 30 minutes. And one way to play games faster is to roll 2 sets or 3 sets of dice at the same time. So in today's game, you're not going to hear all the dice rolls between every batter. I'm going to roll 3 sets at a time. And I'll read the red set first, the white set second, and then the blue set third. You won't necessarily see the dice rolls on the camera because I don't want you looking ahead at the dice rolls. And actually, I don't look ahead. I've played a few of these games practice-wise, and I don't look ahead myself. I'll see a 6-6. 6-6 comes up, that's kind of obvious, but I'll be looking for the correct color to read. All right, today's pitchers are outstanding. We're at the top of the pitcher rotation, and pitching for the hometown Cincinnati Reds is Hod Eller. That's this guy here. Hod Eller was their ace. He was a 20-game winner in 1919. He had a 2.39 earned run average and pitched a no-hitter on May the 11th. Also had 7 shutouts in 1919 seasons. He has a tough opponent. He'll be looking at Jim Bagby, pitching for the 1920 Cleveland Indians, a 30-game winner. Actually, I think he won 31 games. Key stat for Jim Bagby on the back of his 1960 Fleer baseball card: 340 innings pitched in 1920. That's twice as many as today's modern starters. 340 innings in one season. He pitched in 48 games, so he probably pitched in some relief games as well. We're joined today by Kurt Berglund. Good morning, everybody. Says Kurt. Apple Lori is at work, and she says hello. And also, Ken Castro is with us today. Here are our starting lineups for today's game. First of all, for the Cleveland Indians, Charlie Jamison will lead off and play left field. Bill Wamsgans at second base. Tris Speaker in center field. Elmer Smith in right field. Larry Gardner is the third baseman. Doc Johnson is at first base. Joe Sewell, shortstop. Steve O'Neill is the catcher, and Jim Bagby the pitcher. For the Cincinnati Reds, Maury Raff starts out second base. Greasy Neal, right field. Jake Daubert, first base. Heine Grove, third base. Ed Roush in center field. Ivy Wingo's the catcher. I never can remember Kyle's first name. I think it's Larry. Shortstop. And Manny Cueto is playing left field. Hod Eller is on the mound. One other item about today's game. I'm going to try to remember to count the left-right stats in using the basic book. There is a video I put up in July 9th, 2022, talking about how you can incorporate left-right stats in a simple way using basic Apba. It really won't apply too much in this game because everybody's pretty consistent against left-right batters. The splits are at the bottom of the card, and everybody in the Reds lineup will not be affected by that home rule, except for Jake Daubert. He's a -5, so that means he's worse against right-handed pitchers. Both pitchers are right-handed today. And so when he comes up, the pitching grade for Jim Bagby will go to an AC. And there's nobody with differences in the Cleveland Indians. They're very consistent. 0 against righties, -2, -1, -0. There is nobody that's in the lineup right now that's affected by that home rule. All right, we're ready to go. First roll of the game. Once again, we're going to roll 3 sets of dice, red, white, and blue. I'll read the red dice. The red's first, then the white's in second, and blue's third. Charlie Jameson steps into the box for the Indians. 1-4 is a fly ball to left field that's caught by Manny Cueto, who didn't play in the last game. 1 down. Bill Wamsgans is up to bat. His role is a 1-4, and that's also a fly to left field. 2 outs. And now Tris Speaker, he gets a 5-5 roll, and that's going to be a base hit to right field for Tris Speaker. He is at first with 2 outs. And since I have master ratings on both these sets, we're going to go ahead and use the master steal system. Speaker is a D18. We'll probably set tight with 2 outs. In the inning, Elmer Smith is the batter. And 1-6 is a 28. That's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. So that's 3 outs. No runs, no hits, and no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 with Cincinnati coming to bat. Cleveland comes into the game with a winning percentage of .636. But I tell you, in my replays using the Cleveland Indians 2020, all through my tabletop baseball experience, they have always performed well. All right. Cincinnati is a better team than most people think. We talked about that last time. They had a 680 winning percentage. Just dropped a die. The other 686 was their winning percentage. So Maury Rath of the Reds steps into the box. There's a pitch from 30-game winner Jim Bagby. 6-2 is a comebacker back to Bagby. He fields it and throws to first. 1 away. Here's Greasy Neo, longtime Philadelphia Eagles coach after his playing days. His role is a 6-5. That's a pop out to the catcher. Caught by Ivy Wingo, who's catching today for the Reds. That's 2 down. Jake Dalbert. Now, Bagby is an AC pitcher because he's a -5 at the bottom of the card. And his role is a 2-2 roll, 7. That's a single to right field for Jake Dalbert. So just like the Indians pulled off a 2-out single in the top of the first, so do the Reds. Dalbert's at first. Steal rating is F16, so that means he never sold. 1-2 roll for the next batter, who is Heine Groh, and that is a ground out to second base. So just like the Indians on the first, Reds don't score, they get a hit and strand one. Top of the second inning, 0-0. I do want to play my games a little bit quicker. I watched the game this morning. I don't mind watching a tabletop baseball game for an hour, in 20 minutes. I do that quite often. But when I play my games, I want to see what happens if I get my videos over under 30 minutes. See if more people will tune me in or if more people will stay longer with the broadcast. So this is kind of a test. Larry Gardner will lead off the top of the second for the Indians. Strong hitting third baseman for Cleveland. 4-3 roll for Gardner is a comebacker back to Hod Eller, who throws to Jake Delbert at first base. The first out in the second inning. Doc Johnston rolls a 5-3. That's an 18. We didn't mention yet, but the Cincinnati Reds are fielding column 1. Their totals add up to 41. And that is going to be an error. Ground ball muffed by Larry Koff, E6. Johnston's at first base. 1 out, 1 on. And here is Joe Sewell, who took the place of Sam Chapman, who was hit in the head and died in the 1920 season. Sewell filled in admirably, 329 batting average with 70 at bats. His role is a 3-5. That's a 9 against an A pitcher. Infield single by Joe Sewell. Could be that the Indians are putting something together here in the second inning. Steve O'Neill comes to bat. 6-3 roll for O'Neill. That's a fly ball to center field. Ed Roush is giving chase and makes the catch. Both runners tag up, but they're going to hold. 2 down. Here's the pitcher, Jim Bagme. 6-6 roll for Bagme. That is a hit column roll. And 5-5 is a 2. That's a triple by the pitcher, I'm pretty sure. First and second. That's going to be more than a triple by the pitcher, Jim Bagme. It is a inside the park home run to changes to a home run with runners on first and second. So it's a 3-run homer. All runs are unearned, as there should have been 3 outs in the inning. 20 Indians move up top 3-0 in the second inning. Here's Charlie Jameson. 2-6 is a ground ball to third base with the bases clear. 5-3. Jameson's out, but the Indians have a productive top of the second. They score 3 runs on 2 hits. All 3-run earned against Todd Eller. Bottom of the second inning, 3-0 Cleveland. Ed Roush will lead off for the Cincinnati Reds in the third inning. I've already rolled 2 sets of dice. The next set is a 2-2 roll for Ed Roush. And 2-2 is going to be a single for Roush against Jim Bagme. So the Reds start out with the runner at first. Next batter is F15 Stealing, so he's not going to be, D21, excuse me, Stealing, he's not going to be going. Ivy Wingo is next. 1-4 is his roll. That's a fly out to left field. 1 down. And now William Larry Koff comes to bat. 1 out, 1 on. That's down by 3. 2-3 roll is a 26. Cleveland is a fielding column 2. That's a fielder's choice. Ground out to second base. They get Roush at second, running from first. So it's a fielder's choice. Koff is at first. And Manny Cueto is the batter. 1-1 roll for Cueto. That's a 7. Against an A pitcher, that's going to be a ground out to third base, though. That A is going to turn that out into an out. So we go to the top of the third. No runs on a hit. No errors and 1 left. 3-0 Cleveland. All right, Todd Eller returns to the mound, touched by 3 runs that were unearned in the second inning. Bill Wamsgans will start off the inning for Cleveland. He is the, second place hitter in the lineup, followed by Speaker and Smith. All right, here's the roll for Bill Wamsgans. 6-6 roll for Wamsgans. 1-2 is going to be a leadoff triple for Wamsgans. All right, if he scores, that will probably be an earned run. Tris Speaker rolls a 4-5. That's going to be a base on balls. Probably Eller is a Z pitcher. 14 is a baseball on balls, and Speaker takes first. We got Indians on the corners, first and third, and nobody out. That brings up Elmer Smith. Here's the pitch to Smith. 5-4, excuse me, to Smith is a 32. That's a fly ball to right field. Medium depth. Wamsgans is at third. Let's see if he tags and scores. He does not. A fast runner would score in that play. He's going to play it safe and hold. 1 down. Smith flies to right. Larry Gardner, his roll is a 6-2. That's also a fly out to right field. Same thing. 2 outs. Doc Johnston, 5-1 is a 8 against a pitcher, and that is going to be a base hit. So let's see. So a single that's going to drive in Wamsgans. Speaker is fast. He will go to. Oh, wait a minute. That's not. I'm reading the wrong chart here. 1-3. Runners on first and third chart. That's not a base hit. So I got to take that back. That is a fly out to right field. Let me get my eraser. Let's see. So we'll start off with a triple and a single, and it's 3 straight fly balls to right field, and the Indians don't score in the third inning. At the bottom of the third, no runs on 2 hits. It is 3-0 Cleveland. All right, so for the Reds, let's see, they are at the pitcher spot in their batting order. Once again, I'm rolling 3 sets of dice. See if it moves the game along a little faster. 4-2 to Hot Eller is a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Might show Bagby here. 1 down. Top of the order, and we got Maury Rath. Grounded out to the pitcher, his first time up. Here's the pitch to Rath. 2-6 is a fly ball to left field. 1 down, or 2 outs. Now Greasy Neal, the right fielder for the Reds, he rolls a 1-6, and that's a ground out to shortstop. So a clean inning for Jim Bagby. No runs, hits, or errors. We go to the top of the 4th. Indians 4, and the Reds 3-0. All right, Hot Eller returns to the mound. He's a 5'11", 185 pounds from Muncie, Indiana. He'll be facing 8, 9, or 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup. Joe Sewell leads off for the Indians, singled and scored in the second inning. Sewell rolls a 6-6 roll. That's a hit column roll. And 1-4 is 11. That's a single. And he might steal second on the next pitch. He is a not doing the. I'm playing basic, but I'm using the master ratings for stealing E23. I'm going to give him a chance. All right, Eller's moved to first is +1, and the catcher Ivy Wingo is a +2. So take 3 off the steal rating. Chances will be 11-42. He's going to try for it. That roll was a 32, and he is safe. Stolen base for Joe Sewell. He's at second base. So that roll used up all 3 sets of dice. Sewell's at second. Steve O'Neill, the catcher, he was a future manager of the Cleveland Indians. May have already been the manager. I'm not sure about that. Here's the pitch to Steve O'Neill with no outs and a scoring position. 4-5 is a 14 base on balls. O'Neill takes first. That's going to bring up the pitcher, Jim Bagby, who hit an inside the park home run to account for the scoring. First and second for Cleveland. 4-3 roll for Bagby is a 29. And fielding column 1, that's going to be a 1-6-3 comebacker to Eller, who turns that into a double play with Joe Sewell going to third base. Now 2 outs. Runner at third. And we'll do another dice roll here. 2-3 is a 26. That's a ground out to second base. 4-3, that ends the inning. So a promising start for the Indians, but it turned to mud. No runs they hit, and nowhere's one left. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's still 3-0 Cleveland. All right, Jake Dalbert will lead off for the Reds. He's the one player whose splits affect the pitching ratings in this game. He will be facing Bagley, who will be an AC pitcher, pitching to Dalbert. 3-5 is a 9. That is a ground out to the shortstop. 1 away. Heine Grove. And I forgot one of the dice. That was a 6-2 roll to Grove. Fly out the right field. 2 outs. Ed Roush rolled a 5-6, and that is a fly out the right field. So 7 in a row retired by Jim Bagby in the Indians. We go to the top of the 5th inning. It's still 3-0 Cincinnati. Top of the order, Charlie Jameson leads off for the Indians. Eller returns to the mound. He has been touched for 3 runs, but they were unearned. Here's a roll. 2-2 roll for Jameson. That's going to be a leadoff single to right field. Not Jameson. He made the last out. 2-2 to Wamsgans. That's still a 7. So Wamsgans starts the inning with a base hit. He has 2 for 3, single, triple, fly out the left. Tris Speaker, 5-5 roll. That's another 7. Gets the A pitcher. That's a ground out to third base. Third baseman goes to first on the play. So Wamsgans advances to second. 1 down. And a 3-3 roll for Elmer Smith. That is a 6 with a runner on second base. That's a double to left center field. That's going to score Wamsgans. That run is earned. RBI for Smith. 4-0 Cleveland. Here is Larry Gardner. Gardner with a 5-5 roll. 7, another 7. That's a single to right field that scores Smith. So Gardner is 1 for 3 now, and it's 5-0 Cleveland. Doc Johnston. And he rolls a 6-4. That is a 41. That might not be good. 41 is, that's a double play. Ground ball to second base. There's already 2 outs. So, no, there is only 1 out. So there's a double play, 4-6-3. There was only 1 out in the inning. So that's it for the Indians. They had 2 runs on 3 hits. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Cleveland 5 and Cincinnati 0. All right. Very relaxed. Jim Bagby returns to the mound. He's got a 5-run lead, facing bottom of the Reds order, starting with Ivy Wingo, the Reds catcher. All right, 5-5 roll to Wingo. That's a 8 against an A pitcher. That's going to be an out. I think it's a pop out to third. It's a pop out to third base. 1 away. Larry Koff, 5-6 roll is a ground ball to third base, fielded by Gardner to throw across the diamond to Doc Johnston. 2 outs. That is 10 in a row retired by Jim Bagby. Manny Cueto rolls a 1-2. That's a ground out to second base, 4-3. So Bagby is rolling along. No runs, hits, or errors in the 5th. We go to the top of the 6th. 5-0. The Indians. All right, 8, 9, and 1 for the Clevelands in the bottom of the or top of the sixth inning. Joe Sewell steps in the box. He is a Hall of Famer. He spent most of his career with the New York Yankees. 3-4 roll of Sewer is a fly ball to center field. Ed Roush is under it and makes the catch. 1 away. Steve O'Neill's roll is a 2-6. That's a ground out to shortstop. 2 down. And now we've got the pitcher, Jim Bagby. Bagby rolls a 2-6. That's a roll out to shortstop as well. 3 up and 3 down for the Indians in the top of the sixth. Bottom of the sixth, 5-0. Cleveland, we're joined by Al, Red Sox fan. Enjoyed your game this morning watching the bird pitched Mark Fidrich for the 76 Tigers. All right, Reds coming up. They're down by 5. Let's see, Bagby's still on the mound, and batting for the Reds will be Hod Eller. So one A pitcher pitching to another A pitcher. 4-3 roll to Eller is a comebacker back to Jim Bagby. Bagby picks it up, throws to Johnson at first. 1 down. Top of the order to Maury Rath. He rolled a 1-3. That's a base on balls. So that breaks up the string. Let's see, Bagby had retired 10, 11 in a row. 1 out, 1 on. Here's Greasy Neal, the right fielder. 5-6 roll is a 34. Fielding column 1. And that is a pop to the shortstop. Joe Sewell is under it and calls for it. He's got it. 2 down. All right, here's Jake Dalbert. He is a -5 against right-handed pitchers. So we're going to raise Bagby's pitching grade by 1 level. He's an AC pitcher pitching Dalbert. And Dalbert rolls a 6-4. That's a 41. Ground out to second base. 4-3. If there were less than 2 outs, the play would be a double play, and the runner at second would be injured for the next 3 games. But there were already 2 outs in the inning, so there would not be the potential violence at second base. So we will discount the injury. Go to the top of the 7th inning. 5-0 Cleveland. All right, Hod Eller returns to the mound. He has given up only 2 runs. And let's see, Charlie Jameson, top of the order, will start off for the Indians. This is the fatigue inning for Hod Eller. If 3 bad things happen to him from this point, his grade will go down a level. Here's the pitch to Charlie Jameson. 4-2 is a base on balls. So there's a mark against the fatigue right off the bat. Eller is starting to feel it. Here's Bill Wamsganst. His roll is a 4-3. 29 is a fielder's choice or a Y. Let's see. Eller is a Y strikeout pitcher. That's not going to be a fielder's choice. It's a strikeout. 1 down. And now Tris Speaker from the Wichita Falls area, Hubbard, Texas. His roll is a 1-5, and that's a 10 against an A pitcher. Single to right center. The runner goes to third. And Speaker might take an opportunity to steal here. First and third, you've already got a runner in scoring position. Don't want to get an out on this. So we'll hold at first. Might set up a double play, though. Let's see, his steal rating is a D18. That's not great. He's going to hold. There has been 1 steal in this game. That was Joe Sewell. All right, here's Elmer Smith, first and third. Only 1 down. The Reds will play the infield back, try to get a double play. 4-4 roll of Smith is a 29. And the 2-9 is a ground out to the pitcher. He holds the runner at third, throws the runner out at first. So Speaker goes to second. And now we got second and third with 2 outs. Let's see, 4-4, that was not sure which set of die that was. I'm reading 3 sets of die, just to kind of speed things up just a tad. I lost track of which set I'm on, so I'm going to re-roll the dice. 6-4 is a 39. Now second and third, that's going to be a pop out, shallow left field. The shortstop takes it. That is Larry Koff. They collided with the left fielder, and we got a mess here. Rares advanced 1 base, so that's going to be, well, there's 2 outs, so there won't be a run, but there will be an injury on the play as a result of the collision. So shortstop, left fielder collide, are injured. Shortstop's unable to play the remainder of the game. Held onto the ball, though. So that's the 3rd out of the inning, and we need to get a new shortstop for the Indians. Ooh, that's that's Sewell, who's already replacing the guy that was killed. That's Chapman. So what have the Indians got? They got Lunte, backup shortstop. That's who we got to go with. So he will be missed. Harry Lefty replaces Joe. Wait a minute, I'm looking at the wrong team. Sewell will stay in the game. He's not injured. So we're okay there. The guy that's injured is Koff. I said that earlier. So let's look at the Reds lineup. Their backup shortstop is Jimmy Smith. All right, he's pretty good. He's a 7 rated shortstop. That will reduce the defense for the Reds to fielding column 2. Because Koff was an 8, they lose a point. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Still 5-0 Cleveland. Heine Rowe will lead off for the Indians. And Jig Bagby's still on the mound. He's pitching a shutout. Not going to probably get tired. He pitched 340 innings in 1920. Here's a pitch to Heine Rowe. 1-6 roll is a ground out to shortstop. 1 down. Ed Roush, Hall of Fame center fielder, rolls at 3-2. That 3-2 is a fly out to right field. 2 down. Now catcher Ivy Wingo, who rolls a 2-2. That's going to be a base hit for Wingo to right field. E15, not a threat to steal. Here is Smith, Jimmy Smith, who just came into the game. He rolls a 5-5, and that's an 8 against an A pitcher with a runner on first. That's going to be a ground out to first base. 3-1 that ends the inning. No runs to hit, no errors, and 1 left. Go to the top of the 8th inning. 5-0 Cleveland. All right, Reds are down to 6 outs in this game. They're running out of time, and they are looking at a mountain. Larry Gardner will lead off for the Cleveland Indians. We've seen him earlier in this. He played with in this tournament. He played with the 1915 Boston Red Sox. And I just dropped a couple of dice. Let's see. Gardner rolls a 5-1. That's an 8 against an 8. That's going to be a pop out to third base. That shouldn't be Gardner. it should be Doc Johnston. So 5-1 on Johnston's card is the same thing, one down. Joe Sewell, the batter. He rolled a 5-4. That's a fly to right field, 2 outs. And Steve O'Neill, 5-2, rolls out to third base. So 3 up and 3 down for the Indians in the top of the 8th inning. No runs, hits, or errors. We're at the bottom of the 8th. They're comfortably ahead, 5-0. This King of the Hill tournament, we are keeping track of how many games teams win, and whoever can stay on top of the hill the longest will play in the King of the Hill World Series. So far, the longest has been the 1911 New York Giants, and the second longest have been the 1915 Boston Red Sox. They're 2-1 plus 3. All right, Manny Cueto leads off for the Reds. They've got 6 outs, and then it could be done as Kings of the Hill. They don't get something going here against Jim Bagby. 3-6 roll is a base on balls. That's the way to start it for the Reds. Cueto patiently draws a walk. They're down by 5. He's not going to be stealing. Here is Hod Eller. Well, Eller will probably not bat timeout. Get a pinch hitter here. And let's see, we'll warm up Ray Fisher in the bullpen for the Reds. He's an AZ pitcher. He'll come in next inning. And the new batter is going to be, let's see, Bagby as a grade A right-hander. No lefties on the bench I'm seeing here. Except Koff, who has got injured and he's out. So it's going to be Nick Allen pinch hitting for the pitcher, Hod Eller, who pitches 7 innings. And Nick Allen steps into the box. He rolls a 6-1. That's a 38. We're on first base. Fielding column 2 now. Runner steals second. I'm using the master rating, so we're going to ignore that. Next roll is a 2-6. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. So the pitch hitter for Eller, Nick Allen, goes back, U-turn to the dugout on a strikeout. 1 down. Maury Rath is the batter. 6-3 is a fly out to center field, 2 down. Here's Greasy Neal, longtime Eagles coach, actually second most in Philadelphia Eagles history for wins as a head coach, 66. All right, 3-3 roll for Greasy Neal. That's going to be a 7 against an A pitcher as a runner on first. That's an out. That A turns it into a ground out to third base, 5-3. No runs, hits, no errors, 1 left. Top of the 9th, it's 5-0 Indians. All right, the new pitcher is Ray Fisher. He is a grade A Z pitcher, right-hander, and he's looking at Jim Bagby here in the top of the 9th, the first pitcher. Here's the pitch to Bagby. 4-5 roll is a base on balls. Fisher walks the other pitcher. Bagby is not a threat to steal 5 runs. Here is Charlie Jameson. Jameson is 0 for 3. He has reached by a walk. Jameson rolls a 4-2. That's a 14, and Fisher has the Z modifier, 2 balls and no strikes. The next roll is a 3-3 roll. That's a hit column roll for Jameson. And 4-5 is a 6 double. Runner goes to third. So the first 2 batters for the Indians are mounting a threat to increase the lead. Second and third for Cleveland Bill Wamsgans. The Reds are going to play the infield in. They cannot afford to give up any more runs. 2-4 roll as a 27, second and third. And that is a ground out to third base. The runners have to hold. Long throw across. Play made by Heine Groh to Jake Delbert. One down. Tris Speaker. Let's see. Speaker rolls a 1-3. That's a 14, and that's going to load the bases. So Nick Allen has come into the game and can't find the strike zone. He's walked 2 bases. Now the bases are full. And let's re-roll the sets of dice again. Elmer Smith rolls a 5-3. That's a 17 with the bases loaded on fielding column 2. Single right field, runners advance 1 base. So station to station baseball here. That scores Bagby. Jameson goes to third, Speaker to second, and now Elmer Smith is at first, and it is 6-0 Cleveland. Larry Gardner rolls a 3-2. That is a 26. Infield's playing back, looking for a possible double play. So 26 fielding count. That's going to be the infield's playing deep. So that is a better safe. They ground ball to second base to flip to shortstop and over to first, not in time. So that's a 4-6 fielder's choice with Jameson scoring and Speaker going to third. First and third for the Indians. 7-0. Here's Doc Johnston. He rolls a 6-5. That's a 35. A strikeout. So that's the third out of the inning. The Indians add to their lead. They score 2 and get 2 hits. It's 7-0 going into the bottom of the ninth inning. The horse is out of the barn here at Crosley Field in Cincinnati. Unless they score 8 runs, we'll be in League Park, Cleveland, with New Kings of the Hill next game. Jake Delbert will lead off for the Reds in the bottom of the ninth inning. Fans are already filing out of the ballpark. 7 runs down. Here's the pitch to Delbert. 5-2 roll is a 27 ground ball to third base. Fielded by Gardner to throw to Johnston. 1 away. Just 2 outs to go for Bagby to complete this shutout. Heine Groh. Groh's roll is a 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Groh is U-turn to the dugout. And Ed Roush, his roll is a 4-2. 9. Play result against an A pitcher. That is a ground out to shortstop. 3 up and 3 down for the Reds in the ninth inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and that's the final score now. 7 for Cleveland, nothing for Cincinnati. Here's the line score: 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12 hits for the Indians. They committed no errors. The Reds managed only 3 hits, and they committed 1 error. So 7, 12, and 0 the line score, and 0, 3, and 1 the line score for Cleveland. Well, a little different style of playing. We rolled 3 dice to play this game a little quicker. It's still 42 minutes into, but we had a lot of hits and runs in this game. I'm working on a way to, you might be familiar with Baseball Express by History Maker of Baseball. I've been kind of working on a way to apply those principles to playing a quick game in Apba using some of the same principles. I'm going to make a feature video of that. I'm still play testing it. I played about 20 games doing this. Need to play probably about another 20 games to get a better feel for it. But I think you're going to kind of like it if you are the sort of player who likes to play lots of games, like a season replay, and you want to play your games in under 10 minutes. This is a way to do it, like Baseball Express is for History Maker Baseball. All right, El Red Sox fan Ken Castro and Dave S. I miss Dave S. Good day from snowy southern Ontario. It's going to snow in Kansas coming up with the weekend while we're driving to pick up the grandkids. So still some snow to deal with. And Lori was with us today. Thanks for watching, everybody. El Red Sox fan says, never worry about the time. I don't, but so much because I like watching games. I'll sit there an hour. I have no problem with that. But I just kind of want to see how this goes for a while, if I can get my videos under 30 minutes. Didn't work today. We'll see how it works next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good day, and may God bless. Next team is going to be Babe Ruth and the 1921 Yankees. First time the Yankees have made their appearance in the King of the Hill tournament. Could be that they'll end up dominating. Nobody has dominated these tournaments yet. We've only had a few teams win 2 straight games, and one team won 3 straight games. So we'll see what the Yankees could do when they start stepping in this tournament. All right, good day, everybody.